Welcome gamers to this, I guess it's a product review of the FiFine gaming headset H3, which is sort of like an entry-level headset. I'm supposed to be doing an unboxing of it. Like they actually, FiFine actually did send me the product to do a review. I'm not getting paid to do it as such, but I did get the product for free. So again, if you're sort of concerned about my objectivity, then then certainly keep that in mind. Now you'll notice that very rarely do I ever actually wear headsets because I actually find them really uncomfortable. So when they actually approached me and said, do you want to do one? I actually really want to, because I very rarely find headsets that I like. So I'm going to be fairly critical about it in that sort of sense, you know, like, can I play with this for a long period of time? I tend to only really use headsets when I'm actually like being on a podcast or something where it's important that there's no echo coming back through my microphone when people are talking. And so I do actually have another headset that I do wear occasionally, but this one here, the H3, as I say, is, I think it's about $30 US. Like, I'm not sure of the exact one, but it's available in all the sort of major, you know, online retailers, etc., etc. So I will actually talk a little bit about what it does sort of feature. I mean, there's some graphics at the back there. You can have a bit of a look to sort of see what it's actually got there. It's got like the detachable microphone, which I think is fairly interesting. It does actually have the headset itself with a funny sort of smiley face. Now that's not my style, but anyway, I will have a look at that one. It's and then it also has a splitter at the back end there as well. Things on the side that it mentions, it does mention that it is, if I turn it around the right way, a detachable microphone. I think that that's really, really interesting actually, because it's other headsets that I've had in the past that have actually had a microphone. They've either been part of their headset or you just don't have one. And so in recent times, because I've got an external microphone, which is what I'm using at the moment, and we'll do a comparison between the microphone I'm currently using and the microphone from this one as well. And we'll do that not just a hearing test, but we'll actually do a scientific sort of mathematical type test to see how the waveforms actually are from the microphone. So we've got the detachable microphone, which, as I say, I think it's a great idea. Adjustable headband, well, they all come with that, so it's going to be fairly stock standard. For me, the problem is I've got a massive head. I've got a monstrously big head. I've actually got a tape measure here. I'll measure my head for you so you can sort of see what the actual measurement is. Yeah, it's 61.5 centimeters is the actual amount, so it's going to be in there somewhere basically. It's fairly large. a large cranial capacity. Even when with my hats, I've got to get sort of like you know, hats that can be fully adjustable, because they're sort of almost on the edge of whenever those little clippy things actually are. So finding a headset for my head is actually really, really quite difficult with the way it sort of does work. So I always like to try them on, like if there's a headset. Now I have used sort of entry-level $30 type headsets in the past, and I haven't really liked them much, so I haven't tried this one yet. So this will be literally an acid test as we go through. The splitter cable accessory, I'll show you that as well when we get in there. I don't know how or why that works. You'll notice that also on the back, when we have a look at the actual box there, you'll sort of see that the actual wire that comes out of it, there is sort of like a little controller that then splits off into a normal headphone jack, and then also splits across into a USB. It is not a USB headset. So the USB is only for driving the colors, which I will show you what they are, but that's not something that I would actually be interested in myself. So let's just actually do the unboxing and then have a bit of a look at it. So I'm just going to do it. By the way, the boxing got pretty badly crushed in the transport. The packaging is not very strong, but having said that, for the type of headset it is, it's certainly what I'd expect. I wouldn't expect it to be anything better than this. Now, I've had other products that I've done reviews on, for example, my drawing tablets and things, where the packaging is absolutely incredible, like very, very secure, but we're talking about something that's worth a lot more money than an entry-level headset. So I think that the packaging is fine, or FiFine, if you like, because of what it is. It does come with a like a black package. Again, not very good quality with the way it is, but again, fine for what it is, or fine for what it actually is. And this one then comes with the detachable microphone, which I've actually sort of got in my hand there, as well as the splitter, which I don't have a clue what this does. I'm assuming it must split out into left and rights or something. I've got no idea. I've got no idea how this actually does work. Anyway, I haven't seen any instruction about how to use it, but I'm sure that the actual headset itself will sort of the jack at the end of the headset would sort of fit into that. The headset itself, if we sort of bring this one out, we've got like a fairly long cord. Actually, I thought, from what I read, it wasn't super long. We'll have a bit of a look and see just how long this cord actually is. This is truly an unboxing. I really haven't had a look at this. So it goes for, yeah, it's not super long. Like it's maybe a metre and a half, I guess. Yeah, it'd be about a metre and a half, I would imagine. So what would that be in imperial? That would be about 4.5 foot, I guess, would sort of be where you'd sort of expect that one to be. And with the actual headset itself, the wires, look, going into the headset, the wires look like they look fine for what they are, or fine, but they look just a little bit flimsy. I don't know if they'd actually pull out easily, so I don't know how you'd fix them if they did actually come off. The headset itself, of course, it's fully adjustable. The acid test, of course, is going to be, will it fit on my head? Where's the left or right? This should be an L or R, I'm imagining. I'm not seeing it there. Oh, there we go, left on this side. So in this case, I'll just pop it on. Now, as far as the actual noise cancellation, because it's not noise cancelling headphones, but they're noise limiting, and that is, I can definitely hear that with what's going on. It really is deadening a lot of the noise coming from outside. I'm sort of now mindful that I don't want to be making too much noise on the desk, because that will actually then come straight through my other microphone. So, and that's actually pretty comfortable. Like if these are at maximum depth, and it's not sitting hard on my head, and often that will, and these actually really do cover my whole head. I've also got to say that quite often my glasses get sore when I do put microphone or headphones on, because of the amount that it does push on. It's pushing in a fair bit, but not dramatically. So would it give me a headache after an amount of time? Because I don't like wearing them. It's probably just on the edge of it being too much pressure, but it really isn't bad. As I say, I've had other headsets where my glasses end up, like around the ears, just end up becoming really, really sore over time. I don't think that would happen with these, because the actual cups on the inside are actually fairly large. So in that sense, I think that sort of works in fairly well. As far as the, as I say, the little smiley faces, that's not something that I'm actually interested in. I know a lot of people actually wear caps or hats with them. I'll just, I'll throw a hat on and just see how that actually works. So this is my Do's and Bears baseball cap from when I went to Korea. The good old Do's and Bears from Seoul. We just decided that was going to be our team. Fantastic, I've got to say, just as a bit of diversion. If ever you get a chance to watch baseball, I'm not a baseball fan at all, but if ever you get a chance to watch baseball in Korea, go and do it. It is something really, really special and unusual. It's incredible. I won't go into the details, but it is a amazing experience. Anyway, let's just go and put these on. That's interesting. Even with the little nodule, which again, with my big head, quite often these sorts of things actually upset me, but this is really soft on top. And so that actually is not, I'm not feeling the pressure from this little bump on the top. I don't know what they're called. I'll just call it a nodule. But anyway, that's not really impacting me at all. So I've got to say that comfort-wise, it's much, much better than what I expected. It's as comfortable as, I've got like an expensive pair of like Bose headsets, and which are noise cancelling. These aren't noise cancelling, but they do a good job of suppressing the noise from outside. So I think that this is actually going to be interesting. In fact, I'm purposely recording. This is the weekend for me. It's daylight, and the neighbours I know are going to be doing things, making some noise. So I'm interested to see, like, if I'm sort of hoping that they would actually start up, because I'm expecting them to be using gurneys and things fairly soon, and they haven't done it, but I was actually hoping to sort of see how much impact that actually had. So I did want to have a real test if I could actually get some outside noise going. Well, let's plug them in and sort of see what they look like. So again, the USB is purely just to sort of get the the power into the side bit. So let's do that one first. In fact, I'll put them on. I do find it weird talking with headsets on. Just unplug this end bit in through here. And plug it into my USB. Whoa, I actually could feel the flash happening there. I don't know if it's sort of... Yeah, so we've got like a little... I don't know if you can hardly see it. I'll just put my head on the side. So there's power now. This is the RGB aspect of the actual headset. So I'll do it this way so I can talk into the microphone. So we've got those now sort of blaring away, but you can't see them much really when I've got them around the other way. But anyway, we'll leave that one there. We'll plug in the microphone next. Actually, I'll plug the microphone into... I won't plug it into my computer just yet. We'll see what actually does pop up when I do it, just see how easy it actually is to do this. God, I don't like you wearing caps. I don't know why do gamers wear caps when they're recording games? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. It's sort of one of these things. I watch people wear the, like I can understand if you're wearing a cap because it's thematic for what you're doing, but why? I just don't, like, all it's doing is suppressing what I'm seeing around the room and things. I'm very uncomfortable. Anyway, I'll get rid of the cap. So we've got the, that's the RGB sort of flashing lights. It's probably not coming through very clearly, but it's all different colors. It sort of goes through the colors of the rainbow, essentially. Again, I don't know why, like I prefer it not to be there, to be honest. So I will actually turn that one off. Microphone, I can sort of see there, I've got like a little, there's one area with a little bit of a sort of a microphone entry. Now I'm not sure if that's which way that's supposed to go. I don't think it'll matter that much, except for the pop sounds, and we will actually test all of these sorts of things. So I'm just going to go and plug this one in. So this is only plugged into the actually, where is it? Where does it go? And so there's a little hole at the back end there. Just throw that one in. There we go. Nice and secure. This is actually quite nice. It's got a nice bend to it, so you can sort of position this wherever you like. It feels fairly sturdy as well, I've got to say. So let's go and place this one on board again. And well, actually, what I'll do is I'll plug it in first. And this is going to go into... Actually, I've only got a headset and the microphone is separate, so I think I do need to use the splitter. I think I've never plugged the microphone into this before, so let's just try it and see if this is what I have to do. In fact, what I should have done, I should have actually got the this here first and actually sort of had a quick look to see what I need to do. Yeah, there we go. In the description, I don't know if it'll sort of come up, but it's showing the splitter right there. It's probably not very clear. I'll just see if I can get it a bit closer. There we go. So it's fairly detailed. It's actually, I assumed that this was all going to be in different languages, but it's all English. The whole thing is in English. I don't know which other languages they come in, but anyway, let's grab that splitter and split it out into the two. And there should be, one of them should be a headphone, and one of them should be a microphone. And that's, God, my eyes are terrible. I think that's headphone. I'll just have a quick look and see what this one is. Nope, that's headphone, I think. Okay, I'll just try this. It says, first of all, we need to plug them in. I'm just going to turn off the RGB aspect. I don't really want that on. First of all, you plug in this little portion. So we'll go and do that. Click it in, and then we look for, just make sure I get around the right way. I wish these were color coded, you know, like so you can actually see the color coding. That would be better. I really can't tell. I really can't tell which one's which. There's little symbols. There's tiny little symbols on them. I'll just see if I can sort of get that up close. I may even be able to see it better this way, but there's just like a little symbol on the side. You can hardly sort of see it. Anyway, we'll just plug it in. I think that this is headphones. Yep, so I'll place it in the headphones jack and place this one into the microphone. There we go. We're getting which device did you plug in? This is mic in. Yep, I did do that one, and it should have the headphones as well. Now I'm going to have to test them, so I'll just pause briefly just while I make sure that these are actually working correctly. Actually, I might as well just record the system that what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going to be right-clicking on my speakers down the bottom in the bottom of the screen. Open the sound settings. We can see there that I've got my normal speakers, the Realtek USB audio. I'm just going to go and flick these across to the headphones, which did appear but didn't automatically take over. Now, sometimes it asks me, and I don't know if it's a setting that I've created for it not to ask me. That may be my fault, but I will just go and select those. So this one now should be set up, ready to go, and I should be able to change using this little thing here and just see what happens. It's not actually doing it with the sound. There is another switch there. I don't know what the switch does either. I should have probably read through things rather than just do this completely blind, but they did say just do it completely blind, see how easy it is to sort of set up. And again, the everything is looking okay, but I'm not actually. I'll just start to play and just see what I can hear. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, so I'll just turn that one down a little bit. I do actually have the level on here. If I switch this one on, I don't know what that does. Does it change these? Maybe. Sure. Anyway, just leave it back where it was. So I've got volume both through my computer and also through the actual headsets themselves. Just this little handy little thing. I might just leave it somewhere comfortable and I'll stop playing. So I'll stop playing that. It's still, like, from my recording aspect, it's fine. It's just coming, the desktop audio looks to be recording correctly, which is great. The headphones are working well. I might just play it and just make sure that there's nothing coming through the speakers. No, that's good. I mean, that's perfect. That's what I would be like if I was doing a podcast or something. That's exactly what I'd be wanting. Now, I'm still not using the microphone yet. So let's now test that one out. Let's just go and close this one down. And with what we still actually have up through here with the setting up the headphones, it did actually, when it first clicked in, it did ask me if I wanted to use the Realtek USB audio, which is this one, but it's connected, but also my normal desktop microphone is also still connected. So I'm going to test that through, I think I'll test that one through Audacity actually. So when we have a bit of a look at this one here, I've got my Samsung CO3U, which is fairly old, but I've always really liked it. It sort of, does exactly what I need it to do. But this is the one that actually is the new one that's been placed in there. Now that should be ready to go. We can go to device properties, for example, and sort of see what's going to happen here with the actual microphone. So at the moment, it's just called microphone, not really a problem in through there, I don't think. So we'll give that one a test through Audacity. I'll test both microphones so we can sort of see the difference. Let's just do a recording. Now I'm just going to put some very simple words. I want to get the S's, which give me a high range. I want to do the a P to get like a bit of a pop sound. So I'll just do special spice. So we'll just do it that way. And we'll just see, so I'll just record it the same way with both my normal microphone and the new microphone. I just did a quick test here. I'm not impressed with the microphone, I've got to say. I'll just have a quick look and just check its settings. So we'll just go across. We'll open the sound settings, that will be okay. We've got that's the headphones. This is the device properties for the microphone. Now it's already going at 90%. I can actually do other things into here, additional device properties. Let's have a quick look and see the levels. So the levels are now 100%. I can boost it up to a fair amount, and it's going to need it because let's just go through with it comes in at 90 as the default. Let's just start there. And we'll just click on OK, and we'll just keep on going with this and through this other side. So special spice. Look at the waveform difference. It's really, really bad in that sort of sense. So, and I'll play these back out. We'll just go to this other end now and do another one where we just increase the microphone settings. So we'll just go and additional microphone properties, levels, and up this to 100. And we'll up this one to, say, plus 10 decibels, and just sort of see how that one does work. Just click on OK. And try it again. So we are using, it is a Realtek USB audio, but it's not using USB. It's just the device driver itself. So let's just try this one. Special Spice. Waveform looks a bit better. Let's try it right up the top. I'll just get rid of that bit there. And we'll try it again. So it's getting close to where I would normally be recording, but it's still way, way, way under. Now I do boost this a little bit through a equalizer, but not to the extent that this is probably getting close, but let's just try it at maximum. It looks like we're going to need to have it there at maximum. Levels. Let's go to plus 30 and just see how this one actually does work. This one I would suspect would actually be a bit more of a problem. Special Spice. That's not bad. Let's get rid of that. That's actually looking not too bad at maximum, but it's clipping a little bit. A bit like I do actually let mine clip. I know you're not supposed to, but I do actually do that. I'll just get rid of this other statement in through here. Delete that, and we'll also just delete the... I did leave a breath in there. I wanted to sort of get a bit of a feel for that one. But that's comparable to what we actually had, and I might just put the next level down as well. So we'll just do a bit of all of this sort of stuff. So we'll just go back across. Actually, where are we? Additional properties, levels, and we'll just go back down to the plus 20 dB. All right, okay. And of course, what you're hearing when I'm recording is just through my normal microphone. You're not hearing this through the other one. I will actually see if I can switch it over, just so I can actually then do some recording, so you can sort of see what that feels like as well, or sounds like. Special Spice. Special Spice. That's looking better actually. We've got a weird sort of waveform starting there. I thought I'd just record that twice. Let me see if I can now just record a little bit. This setting looks pretty good waveform-wise. We'll play these back in just a minute, and I'll just put on so you can hear what this sounds like through OBS. Right, so this is now talking through the actual FiFine H3 microphone. And so I just go testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's with that one, so you just get a bit of a comparison. And then back through my normal settings. So testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's a bit of a comparison. I'll just keep it on my desktop mic for now because, of course, it's going to be much better quality. It should be. It'd be interesting to sort of see how this one does go. We've got all these different waveforms. What I'll do is I'll play them all now, and we'll just sort of listen to what they have. I'll just up the sound a little bit so you can sort of hear everything. Again, this will be easier to sort of gauge what's happening. I'll just get rid of some of these portions. So the first one, it's going to be going my microphone, then it's going to be going at the 90%, then at 100 with plus 10, plus 20, plus 30. So we'll just listen to all of these. Special Spice. Special Spice. Special Spice. Special Spice. Special Spice. That's not bad. Special Spice. That's not bad, actually. It's not bad. I mean, it's a bit tinny, but it's actually not bad at all. That's actually pretty damn good. And so that's actually, now I do, again, have different sort of settings on my microphone to deaden certain noise, but really I can't fault. Like this 20 is actually really quite good for me. Like, and so testing this out with here, I'm really quite impressed with this. Special Spice. It's very clear with it here. I'm not hearing any pops. Special Spice. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, so there we go. So the plus 20 actually really does work out fairly well. It's too much in here. We're getting sort of all sorts of noise. Special Spice. It's still clear, even with the clipping, and we do get a bit of clipping back in through there. If we analyze, let's just analyze these two here, the plus 20 at 100%. So it's still definitely sort of doable. Let's just go and shuffle some of these other ones. back out of the way. So you are hearing me through, I'm pretty sure, my normal microphone. It should be a little bit more tinny, maybe even a bit more like what we're sort of getting from the headset microphone. Special spice. Just get rid of that. Yep, that's better. All right, so if we analyze this one now without all of these special things, I might just pop those back on because I do get extra noise coming back in. So I'll just go back to, this is the equalizer that I'm using. So I've just got my own sort of recording settings in through this other side. Just pick them up. So that one should now be back to usual in real time. So we'll just have a quick look at this one, this analysis in through here. So analyze the plot spectrum. And we're seeing something really quite similar to what we were sort of seeing with the other one as well. Like this one is actually it is picking up around about that 300 mark, around about the 500 mark again. We're getting that natural drop back in through the middle through here. The S's at around about 8,000. I'm interested in what's happening in through these to sort of see where these peaks actually are. Like the 3 peaks that we actually have there. Let's just do it. I don't know if I can keep them up. I don't think I can. Let's just do the analyze plot spectrum in through the side. Yeah, you can see it's certainly different, the waveform that I'm getting in through this other side. This is from the FiFine microphone. It's certainly flatter all the way through here. It's not picking up as many of the highs. I don't think as the other one actually is. It's at negative. This is at negative 27 dB for that particular peak. Which, I mean, they all sort of then crash in on top of each other to sort of then make it sort of stand out a little bit more. Certainly a finer sort of lots of small peaks and troughs all the way through there. Yeah, interesting. That is really quite interesting. I've got to say, I'll just play that again.
Special spice.
I'm really impressed. I am actually really, really impressed. I'm glad I persisted. I'll just listen to this one.
Special spice.
See how it's much, much more echoey. So it's been able to deaden the room noise. Like I haven't, like even like on my first one, I artificially deadened the room noise to a degree. Special spice. It's actually a lot deeper in through there as well. It's but without that.
Special spice.
Yeah, this one actually is coming out a bit deeper than probably what I naturally do actually. And then it's back to fine.
Special spice.
Very clear. I'm really actually super impressed. I am really super impressed. I actually think that if I'm doing podcasts, I'll probably end up using this instead of my normal microphone as well, because it's working really, really, really well. Well, let's actually now, I'll place a bit of gaming, and because I've now had this on for quite some period of time. So I'll play a bit of gaming and just listen to the actual quality of the actual game itself. And so I will actually play some distant worlds. That was interesting for me to actually hear the difference there between how echoey my normal microphone is without actually having all the settings that I have to do with the equalizer, and then this microphone without any equalizer at all being really, really crisp. Like it was good quality. Like I used to use a Microsoft mouse, sorry, not Microsoft headset back in my starting days. This is so much better than what that was, and it was about comparable price. I know it's a fair few years ago, but like, you know, I've got to say I'm super impressed with what they've got. I mean, FiFine are known for their microphones, and God, I would love to actually try their desktops now, just in comparison to see what they're like. To be honest, it's I am blown away by the microphone. Okay, let's go and play a bit of Distant Worlds. Oh, this sounds great. The surround sound is incredibly good. I don't know if I'm recording it in stereo, to be honest. I sort of wish I was now, just based on what we're hearing. The battle's certainly sort of like when this one fired, I could hear it. Everything is now coming through my right-hand microphone. this is sounding really, really good. Even just the little ships that are going off into hyperspace. And as I zoom right in, I'm hearing engine noises and all sorts of things, which I don't normally hear at all. Oh wow, this is so immersive. I may have to stop what I'm doing in future and play with headsets on. No wonder people play with headsets on. It is so much better. Yeah, a bit of music sort of playing. So that looks like the battle is now sort of finished. Our ships have all disappeared. That one's damaged, but I'm impressed. I am really impressed. Even just then, it felt like it was actually working in surround sound. Like it felt like it wasn't just left and right. It did feel that it was like something that was coming in from the other angles, but I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I mean, we're going to... Yeah, I can hear them sort of like disappearing at exactly the 3D area in my head anyway, like, you know, through the headsets. I'm still hearing other things coming back over here as well with the pirate ships. Yeah, now it's going into the right hand. I think I'm only recording this with one side, but I've got to say that aspect as well, extremely interesting, the way it sort of is. These battle sounds are actually working. I really wasn't expecting that, not to that degree. Well, I guess that sort of finishes off the test. So let's just pause where we are here. Yeah, I've got to say I'm very, very, very impressed. I mean, it was, I struggled because of my own ineptitude. I've got to get one of those hopelessly incompetent t-shirts that I've got. So I should be wearing those when I do these sorts of reviews. But that was, yeah, just not knowing that there's a little switch up in the up in there, and of course it's hidden. It's hidden very effectively on the very, very back of the whole thing, which is the first thing you should really switch around and have a bit of a look at. It's got the volume control, which I did figure that one out, but I didn't even think about there being a mute button for the microphone. So there we go. It's just the mute and unmute. So I was testing it with the mute on. User error, massive user error. But no, like I've got to say, overall, for a $30 headset, I'm really, really surprised. Now, in terms of comfort, let's just finish off on the comfort, because I've now had this thing on for probably close to an hour, I would guess. I mean, I've sort of been farting about trying to get my system to work. And so anyway, that was quite funny. But the comfort-wise, it feels good, but not great, but nothing ever does for me. Like this is something I could quite happily have this on for an extended period, but I know that it would get sweaty, but I think any headset would, and I've always had troubles with that. In terms of other headsets that I've had in the past, this is definitely up there in terms of the comfort, like the Bose headset that I've got, which is a fairly expensive headset. Doesn't have a microphone, of course. The like when I do take them off, they're not wet. They're not wet. It just feels a little bit damp around my head. But it really, look, it's funny taking that off. I noticed just how much more deadening the outside environment actually is. Even though it doesn't have noise cancelling itself, it actually is doing a great job of that. God, I think I could get used to sort of using headsets like this. This is actually really, really interesting. Yeah, really. I've got to say, I would rate it very, very highly for an entry-level headset. I'm surprised at how well the microphone... I was actually, when I first saw the waveform, when I first started recording it, when it was on 90% with no boosting, I was thinking, this doesn't look good at all, because I thought the boosting would really boost all of the background noise as well, and it didn't. So I was very impressed with the way that it did actually boost. Like when it was up to 100% and then the plus 20 decibels, very, very good. I was so surprised at what it did there. But other than that, guys, I don't know what else I can sort of say, but it is a two big thumbs up from my perspective. I think this has actually been, really, really interesting. I wasn't expecting this to be as good as what it actually is. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Probably gone a bit longer than what I wanted to, just because what I farted about trying to figure out where the mute button or unmute button actually was. I don't know what I thought that was. In my head, I thought it was something different. I don't know what I thought it actually was. Yeah, I've got no idea what was going through my brain at that point. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.